Hello crystals, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to learn about respiratory system and which parts are included in that and also mechanism of breathing. So without wasting so much time, let's get started. Human respiratory system. It includes a respiratory tract which starts from nostril and ends at the alveoli. It is divided into two parts, conducting part and the respiratory part. In the conducting part, which starts from external nostril and extends up to terminal bronchial. The function of the conducting part is to transport atmospheric air to the alveoli, humidification of air, and also it removes foreign particles from the air and brings the air to the body temperature. The respiratory part, which includes alveoli and their ducts. The function of the respiratory part is to diffusion of the oxygen, carbon dioxide between the blood and the atmospheric air. Now let's take a brief review about our parts of our respiratory system. So first of all, let's talk about our main organs of respiratory system, which are our lungs. So the lungs are the soft, spongy and the elastic pair of organs which are present in our thoracic cavity. They are well protected in thoracic cavity, bounded dorsally by vertebral column, ventrally by sternum, laterally by ribs and caudally by diaphragm. They are enclosed by double layer pleura to prevent the friction of lungs with the adjacent organ. Pleura, which is made up of parietal pleura outside and the visceral pleura inside and the pleural fluid in between. Now let's talk about other parts of our respiratory system. So the first is external nose. There are two elliptical orifices which are just above the lip. Each orifice is called the nostril and the nostrils open into the nasal chambers. The nasal chamber, which leads to nasopharynx, and the pharynx in the nasal chamber opens into the pharynx. The pharynx serves as a common passage for food and air. The pharynx open into the larynx. As you can see in this picture, there is a pharynx which leads to larynx and the esophagus. Now the larynx. So the larynx is a cartilaginous organ that produces the sound and hence it is called as a sound box. The opening of larynx is called the glottis, which is covered by a thin elastic cartilaginous flap named as the epiglottis, which prevent the food from entering into the larynx while swallowing. As you can see in this picture of the larynx, first of all, let's see the pharynx, which leads to the larynx and the esophagus. There is a situation of the epiglottis which prevents the food from entering into the trachea while swallowing. Now, what is trachea? So, it is a cartilaginous and the membranous tube. The trachea extends up to the mid-thoracic cavity. In this picture, you can easily identify the picture of trachea, which is covered by a cartilaginous rings. Now the bronchi. Then the trachea, which divides at the level of fifth thoracic vertebra to form the right and the left primary bronchi. These primary bronchi undergo multiple divisions to form secondary and the tertiary bronchi, which in turn divide and redivide to form several million terminal thin and the minute bronchioles. Each terminal bronchiole gives rise to a bag-like structure called the alveolus. In this picture, you can see the primary bronchi, which is the left and the right, which are divided into the secondary and the tertiary bronchi, then which are only redivided into the smaller bronchioles and the terminal bronchiole, and then open into the alveoli, which is the bag-like structure. Now the alveoli. So the alveoli, which constitute the respiratory part, where the actual diffusion of the oxygen and the carbon dioxide between the blood and the atmospheric air occurs. You can see there are many alveolar ducts. This is the structure of the alveoli. You can also see their capillaries which are surrounded the alveolus, where at the basement membrane diffusion of the oxygen and the carbon dioxide occurs at the between the blood and the atmospheric air. Now let's talk about stages of breathing. So there are mainly two stages of breathing, which are the inspiration and expiration. Let's take a quick review about what happens during inspiration and expiration. So, during inspiration, atmospheric air is taken in. It occurs when the intrapulmonary pressure is less than atmospheric pressure. So, in the inspiration, there is a contraction of the diaphragm occurs. So, increase is the volume of thoracic chamber in the vertical dimension. External intercostal muscle also contracts, so they pulls the rib outward and the sternum upward, which result in an increase in the volume of the thoracic cavity in the transverse and the anterior posterior dimension. It results in an increase in the pulmonary volume. The lowers the pressure in the lungs than the atmospheric pressure. So to fill this gap, air from the outside rushes into the lungs. So this is what happens during inspiration. Now let's talk about what happens during expiration. So during expiration, fall air is released out. It occurs when the intrapulmonary pressure is higher than the atmospheric pressure. In the expiration, which includes relaxation of the diaphragm and the intercostal muscle, so which decreases the volume of thoracic cavity and the pulmonary volume. It increases the intrapulmonary pressure. Air from the lungs, which are rushes out through the respiratory passage. Air rich in the CO2 is exhaled out. So this is the summary of what happens during inspiration and expiration. Let's see a diagram so you can easily understand what happens during inspiration and expiration. So during inspiration, contraction of the diaphragm occurs, so which increases the volume of our thoracic cavity and the air which is moves in. And during expiration, there is a relaxation of the diaphragm occurs, so the air is moves out due to the elastic recoiling of the alveoli. I hope you understand well.
Now let's talk about mechanics of ventilation. The ribs which are attached anteriorly to the sternum and posteriorly to the vertebral bodies, disc and the transverse processes, making a close kinematic chain. The thorax enlarges in all three planes of movement during inspiration. Now let's talk about all three planes of movement in detail. So the first is pump handle motion, in which there is an increase in the anterior posterior diameter occurs. So during this movement, there is a forward and upward movement of the sternum and upper ribs occur, which is described as a pump handle motion. The thoracic spine extends, enabling a greater excursion of the sternum. As you can see in this picture, there is a upward and the forward movement of the ribs and the sternum occurs, which increases the volume of our thoracic cavity during inspiration. It is described as a pump handle motion. Now let's talk about second movement, in which there is a transverse diameter occur. So during this movement, there is an elevation and outward turning of the lateral portion of the ribs occur, which is described as a bucket handle motion. The lower ribs, which are not attached directly to the sternum, also flare or open outward, increasing the subcostal angle. This is described as a caliper motion. The angle at the costochondral junction also increases, making the rib segments longer during inspiration. As you can see in this picture, the lower ribs are also flare out during inspiration and increases the thoracic cavity and volume, which is described as a bucket handle motion. Now, the third movement, in which there is a vertical diameter increases. So, the central tendon of the diaphragm descends as the muscle contracts. This is described as a piston action. Elevation of the ribs increases the vertical dimension of the thorax and improves the effectiveness of the diaphragm. At the end of the inspiration, the muscles relax and elastic recoil causes the diaphragm to move superiorly. The ribs return to their resting position. As you can see in this picture, during when the muscle or diaphragm contracts, there is an increase in the thoracic cavity occurs, which is described as a piston action. I hope you understand well. Now let's take a quick review about our whole topic. So, the respiratory system, it is divided into two parts, conducting part and the respiratory part. In the conducting part, it includes external nose, nasal chamber, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, which transports the atmospheric air. Respiratory part includes alveoli where diffusion of the gases occur. Breathing includes two stages, inspiration and expiration. In the inspiration, atmospheric air is taken in, and in the expiration, fall air is released out. We can see three types of movement occur during respiration. Pump handle, in which anterior posterior diameter increases, bucket handle motion, in which transverse diameter increases, and the piston motion, in which the vertical dimension increases. I hope you understand the whole topic and get a worthful information from this video. If you, then please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.